Welcome back, everybody, to Kelly's Wild Adventures. Today we find ourselves in Wayne, Michigan at the St. Mary Cemetery. Let's go take a look around, shall we? Now, to get started, I'm going to do a panoramic view of the cemetery to show you how big it is. It sits right off from Michigan Avenue in the city of Wayne. And I do believe it's associated with St. Mary's Catholic Church, which is down Michigan Avenue, westward down Michigan Avenue, a few blocks. I wanted to come here and show you this cemetery because it's a picture perfect day to film, and there's some pretty cool graves within the cemetery. Let's go look at them. I wanted to show you this and talk to you about this. If you look straight ahead, look at these graves, how the headstones have tilted and the ground has shifted so badly. Now, within recent years, the state of Michigan made a law that if you're going to be buried in a cemetery, your casket can't just go into the ground. It has to be in a concrete vault that the casket goes inside of, so that the ground does not cave in as it puts pressure onto the casket. The concrete burial vault, which would hold your coffin, keeps the ground from shifting like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around the cemetery. When I find a unique burial or a unique grave, I'm going to show it to you. In the corner of the cemetery out front, we have some very old graves, it looks like. It's hard to read this one. It looks like it's been cleaned up. This one over here says Lizzie. It's really hard to read. But it looks like possibly died 1878 over there, Lizzie. Now this one here, I should say these two here, looks like they died October 12th, 1876 and August 15th, 1878. So this cemetery is very, very old. And this headstone on the right looks like it says aged 7 weeks. If that's correct, if I'm reading it correctly, you can take a look for yourself. What a shame to come into this world and die so soon. We'll take a look at this one over here. This person died in 1894, it looks like. Rest in peace. So this tombstone to the west side of the cemetery looks very good for its age. I'm pretty sure somebody came in here and cleaned this tombstone. We have a person that died in 1889, age 75 years old, and a person who died in 1891, 85 years old. Looks like husband and wife, probably. You don't see this very often in today's day and age. One tombstone for 2 people. How unique. Do you happen to see how most of the tombstones are facing me or facing away from me? This one's unique. Why is it facing to the right and left instead of towards me? It's almost as if it shifted over time. Somebody did a really good job of cleaning these monuments up in front of us. Look at that. It's so bright white and so clean. So I thought I'd walk up to it to show you. So I also found this monument to be very unique. I'll read the top portion, the first paragraph, and you can freeze the video and read the rest as I come down. Catherine Kilfoyle, native of West Meath, Ireland, born 1807, died October 10th, 1866. I'm going to lower the camera, freeze and unfreeze when you need to. Now I seen a lamb on this headstone from a little ways away when I was walking. It's missing the head, of course, but when you see a lamb on a headstone, it means it's a child. In this case, it's two children. Here we have the monument of Wise. It looks like it's been cleaned and painted. I wanted to show you this cross, how unique it is. Here we have just a simple grave marking, a wooden cross. Now this is a grave of a baby. There is no lamb marking it, however there is an angel. Baby boy Kenneth, Eubank / Southwell, July 20th, 1980 to October 11th, 1980. Do you see it? It's in the middle of your screen. Another lamb marking another child. Let's go pay our respects. It's a shame children die sometimes so young. It says Johnny Emil Ball, August 27th, 1932 to February 13th, 1937. Just under 5 years old, it looks like. Rest in peace. And yet another child. I'm not focusing on children only, but they keep appearing as I walk. Our junior, Alfred A. Yatzek, June 24th, 1932 to October 20th, 1937. 5 years old. And yet again, just a few steps as I walk forward, a 3-month-old. May God hold your precious soul, Betty. So baby Betty is right there, and as I took a few steps to the right over this way, more babies. It's almost as if I was called to this cemetery to do this video for babies, and I have no problem doing that. I'm just surprised at what I'm seeing, one after another. This one says, our son baby 2L, June 6th, 1942. Baby boy, I can't make that name out, so I don't want to butcher it, so I won't say it. It says March 28th, 1941. Baby Joseph, a 1-year-old. More babies. This one says, if I'm correct, Carlton twins, 1941. Baby Regal, 1934, UNT Funeral Home. Wow, just amazing. I just did a video. My last video was in the Glenwood Cemetery where there were 3 babies buried right next to each other. One lived just the whole day that it was born, and the other 2 lived 3 days, and yet here we have 5 babies. Wow, just unimaginable. There's where the 5 babies are. And just off to the right of those, as I keep walking, I'm beginning to wonder if I'm in the baby section. Because here we have our baby daughter of Agnes and William Brown, January 26, 1942. Right here we have an 11-year-old, 1939 to 1950. I'm guessing Irene at the bottom is probably the mother of Sharon Lee. Right over there along the tree lines, the bushes, is where all those babies were. I walked back this way and we have this headstone. I'm pretty sure the lawnmowers probably hit the corner of it. So we'll put that right over there to be respectful. And as I raise the camera up, once again, a child's grave. You can tell, like I always say, by the lamb. 7 years old, Christopher T. Bateman, 1950 to 1957, beloved son. So I walked back over near the baby section, and to the top right of your screen where that flag is, just on the other side, I found yet again another baby's grave. It's almost heartbreaking to do this, but I feel like we need to show the graves of these babies as we come across them, to be respectful, to show our respect. Baby David Mattingly, 1945. May God bless your soul. And yet again, as I left this grave and walked this way, I seen another wooden cross, so I'm thinking, well, another simple burial marker. I was thinking that it would have been somebody older, but look what it says as we get up close. Say a simple prayer or a detailed prayer for all the babies here. Before I go to bed tonight, I will. So walking away from baby Van Black's gravesite, I wanted to see this simple wooden cross. And it says John Sadley, 3/30 of 55. So it's unique how in some cemeteries you find something as unique as a simple wooden cross to, you could say, gigantic or large monuments. Okay, baby girl Culp, August 17th, 1948. and our beloved son Clarence Szymanski Jr. November 8th, 1948 to November 15th, 1948, just 1 week old. I didn't come here to specifically film babies' graves, but wow, it's what I'm coming across in the outskirts of the cemetery. So I feel that it's hard to do. I'm still gonna do it. We're gonna show our respect. Yet another one. 1 day old. Heartbreaking. And right next to that, we have a dove. I thought this would have been a lamb on top, but somebody put a dove up here for this headstone instead. It looks like another 1-year-old, a child. And just off to the right of that headstone with the dove of the 1-year-old, I don't know how old this person was, it doesn't say. But to the right of that, yet again, baby boy. Here we have a World War I soldier. Here we have the result of the problem of caskets being buried in the ground without being in concrete burial vaults. The ground shifts, and then the headstones shift. This one came off its base because the base below the headstone shifted so bad. Here we have another simple wooden cross. So just to show you where we have just walked, we've been all along this section of the cemetery that I'm showing you now. All the way forward is where those babies' graves were. Some of those babies' graves were also to the far back of this section. So I just walked all the way through there, all the way out to the front near that fencing, and came down this driveway right here. Now I'll take us through this section right over here to see what we may have. Another example of when the ground below shifts. This headstone doesn't look right to me. You're not supposed to read it upside down. Here we have the tombstone of William Gatney of County Down, Ireland. Died October 10th, 1869, aged 60 years. You might be asking yourself, what is that mound of dirt right there? It looks like a freshly buried grave. But I don't think it is. It's been here for like a year, and it's still above ground like this. I think the cemetery or somebody else just dumped some dirt here. I would hope, because there's no headstone here. I don't know what the reasoning is, but I wanted to show you that. Look how badly the ground has shifted. And here we have a lamb. So it must be a child or a baby. And I can't read any inscription. It's very old. I'm pretty sure this is a child's grave also, because if you look at that tombstone, I can't read a date to tell, how old this person was, but you can tell there's a lamb inscribed right there in the headstone itself. It looks like it says Charlie right underneath that lamb. And I'm not quite sure what this is doing here, but it's just sitting there. It drew my attention, so I walked over here. So this is the middle section of the cemetery that we just covered. And I wanted to show you basically where we're at. We started off on this side, walked ourselves along the tree lines all the way over there, and all the way to the side of the cemetery where those tree lines are. Came forward to the next section, and then into this section. And to close out the video, I want to show you one more grave, which is hard for me to do because I never imagined I'd come across so many babies' graves in this cemetery. But here we go. Baby died July 20th, 1908. Thanks for coming on the tour of St. Mary's Cemetery, everybody.